Hey there, welcome to Consult the Blind Guy. My name is Andrew, and I'm here to help you build, grow, and market your brand and content. In today's episode, we're going to cover how to make a brand logo, a channel logo, artwork, and different images. For those of you that are new here, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can stay updated on the latest videos, live streams, and more. If you're in the consulting crew, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Let's get to it.
Disappointed by reality, trying to come back, start something new, build up yourself, it's all to you. Stay strong no matter what they say, you keep getting better every day. Hold your head up, never gonna stop, fierce and proud, stand up and shout. Stand my ground.
As I said, welcome to Consult the Blind Guy. My name is Andrew, and today we're doing a live Q&A on branding, creating graphics for your channel, your brand, your blog, whatever it is that you need to make graphics for, or a profile picture. Different types of graphics can be made all over the place on different platforms, but I have one specific one I love using, and that's what we're here to talk about today. One of our consulting crew members from the Blind Guy Show asked within our consulting crew group about how to make an image for his channel because he is legally blind, and when he does his content, he is not actually on screen. He usually has a black screen. And rather than having just a black screen and audio only for his productions, whether it's live or recorded, he wants to make something on screen so he's not just sitting there in darkness, to give more to the viewer who is watching his channel. So this morning's video was about different ways that you can go about making graphics. Whether you do it yourself, you have somebody else do it for you in your family, friends, or in the community, or whether or not you go to a freelancer. There's multiple ways to do it. But before we get any further into today's episode, let's see who we have with us here today. Divided by Sight, thank you for being here. Nicole Blind Mage, thank you for being here. Rebecca, Kim, Sister Sue, what's going on? Thank you all for being here, ladies. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them into the live chat. And if you're here on the replay, please don't forget to use hashtag TeamReplay. And if you have questions, feel free to drop them in as well. If you could, please put question in all caps. It makes it a lot easier for me to be able to see, as I have to zoom way in on this computer to be able to read comments and questions. And if you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you can stay updated on the latest videos, live streams, and more. I seen a question. Where is it? From Rebecca. What am I answering questions on? Our community member Greg from the Blind Guy Show is the one that asked a question within our group about how to make images for his channel. And the video I released this morning was giving a demonstration on how to make them. So I want to be able to answer your questions on how you should make one, where you can make one, how to make one in general, whether it's for YouTube or for a Facebook or Instagram post, whatever kind of post, podcast images. I have a lot of experience because every image that you've seen on this channel, I have created myself. And Greg did actually comment this morning on the video and asked about whether or not it will work with a screen reader. And unfortunately, I am unable to answer that question because I don't use screen readers. I've never had any good luck with them. But I am actually looking into that further, Greg, for you to see if it is something that will work. If not, or if you have any issues, you can hit me up yourself, and I'll be more than happy to assist you with making an image or overlay. Do any of you ladies have questions on making images for your channel or your niche specifically? Go ahead and drop them into the live chat, and I'd be more than happy to help you. In the meantime, while I wait for that real quick, I will share my screen here and go over a little bit of what was in today's video. Okay, so here is my favorite platform to work with, which is Canva. Canva is free as well as paid. The free version, unfortunately, does have some downsides, but what doesn't that is free? When it comes to Canva and the free usage, you have a lot of images, but you don't have all the images on the platform open and available to you. Excuse me, coffee burps. And another downfall to the free version is watermarks. And what watermarks are these very, very thin little white lines in a grid across the image with a Canva logo over top of the image at some point to signify if you go to put it on, per se, a t-shirt or other merch that you would want to design, it's going to have that branding watermark on it. So whatever company you're using, like Teespring or Shopify, Printly, things like that, it's going to be marked to know that you do not have the right to use it for commercial purposes. Whereas if you have the paid version, you have a little bit more leeway, and there's no branding watermarks or anything like that, and you have a lot more access to the various different types of images that they have. And on Canva, they have a slew of clip art and different types of elements you can use. They also have music you can use, video clips you can use, regular photos that you can use as well. As you can see here on the screen right now, you have today's video thumbnail and then the logo I created for an example. Now, you're looking at all of my images that I've created using Canva. And this image here, the want to learn more, is actually the picture I created last night for my blog on my website. The one with the hands and the 4 colors is for my warrior society. And you can see here that there's the same image of the hands, but there's no circle within it with the 4 direction colors. And the reason being is because in some cases, like this image here, it doesn't allow you to change all the colors the way you would want to. So you can actually take these images, save them with a transparent background, open them on your computer in the Paint program, alter them to how you want them, save it, and then re-upload it as a transparent image onto your Canva, and then you can manipulate it so it's something like this here, to where each hand is a different color, and then you can further create more backgrounds and things like that for it. Then you have the new header for the Consulting Crew Hangout group on Facebook. You have my media kit here. You have images that I use to create my t-shirts, my overlays. This one here is a word search that I did for a native language lesson the other day. There is a slew of capabilities that you can do on Canva. And this is actually going to be one of the services that I will be offering here in the near future as well, to be able to help out our community members and those out there that may not want to actually do all this graphic design themselves because it is time consuming. Question. How did you learn how to use Canva? I actually watched one video where I do believe it was D. Nimmin, I do believe, was actually talking about it. So I went and checked it out. I used the free version on my phone, which is a good way to experiment with it, is on your mobile device. However, it is a little bit quirky on the mobile. It is a lot harder to move things around and resize them and get them how you want. So I actually use the desktop version a lot more than I do the mobile version now at this point. Hey Greg, nice to see you here. If you have any further questions, brother, feel free to drop them into the chat and I would be more than happy to answer them for you. But I learned to use Canva by doing. It took me a lot. In fact, let me go down here in my images because I've got a few hundred of them now, and I can actually show you the difference from very beginning to what I do now, because it took me a good minute to learn how to use everything, but you'll be able to see the difference in quality of images because of how much I've been using Canva, because I've been using it quite a bit over this year. And share my screen again. All right. And these images here are among the first ones. There are a couple I have deleted since then, but these are all what I started with. Like this one here where it says Kagashi Raven. I created this as a header for my Facebook page for my music. So I used one of their images of a raven. I created the medicine wheel here, and then I used one of their images of the rainbow with music notes, and then I put text over it. The one on the right here is a picture I created as a post for my music as well, to show me my name and give some context as to what it may be used for, because I wanted to include an image of myself with my album besides just the regular album art. The center picture here is actually a picture I took of a full moon, and then I used that as a background for a giveaway. And then this blue image here is one of the original headers for my other channel, MMM Tutorials, which originally was going to be all about Magic's Music Maker, but now is going to be transformed into my tutorials channel on everything. So a lot of the stuff that I do here for like Simple Tech for the Blind or Simple Tech for Everyone will actually be getting put over onto that channel in order to keep all of the tutorials together rather than keeping them broke up within Consult the Blind Guy, because I do tutorials on everything that I have experience with, whether it's doing graphics, video creation, audio editing, music production, music transfers. There is a great deal of stuff that I will be putting onto that channel for tutorials. Here's the secondary header that I made for that channel. And you can see it has a transition of colors, excuse me, a transition of colors for the channel name, because I wanted to give that emphasis of Magic's Music Maker having the different colors to the sound pools or samples that I use to make my composition music. And then you have my logo here that I started out with for the profile picture. And then one of my headers for my oldest channel, Raven's Videos 1, where I wanted to test and see exactly how much of the template was visible. The main center section of this video is what you would see on the header, but you know, YouTube has the 3 different sizes for the header image, which would be your mobile friendly, desktop friendly, and TV friendly. And the TV friendly, when they show it on the desktop for uploading, they always make it seem as if you're going to see the whole image, when in fact that's not true. And that's why I developed this picture here, because I wanted to see what was visible besides the center section. And the arrows on the sides and on the top and on the bottom, as they display it on the upload page, would be visible, when in fact it's not actually visible at all. So I like to do experiments and things like that. Here on this part, this is the original Consult the Blind Guy header. This is one of their templates. All I did was change the text and add a picture of myself. And then you've got a lot of my t-shirt designs that I've done over the year, different logos I've created, overlays, more headers. There is just a slew of different things that you can do with Canva. Okay, go back to the chat here and see if I missed anything. Yes, coffee, 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 coffee. Oh, I see ducks. Or are those swans? Those kind of look like swans rather than ducks. Oh, they are ducks. Cute. Okay, let's see. Yeah, if you have any issues, Greg, if you need help, let me know. I have the paid version of Canva. So if you want, I can design it for you and just send it to you in a private message or post it into the group for you as well. Just let me know what kind of image you want, background, colors, you know, all that good stuff, and I'd be more than happy to help you. Because I don't know how well it will work with screen readers, and I wouldn't rather help you out and save you the hassle of trying to deal with the screen reader and getting irritated, because I know I would. That's one reason I don't use screen readers, is because I tend to get a little pissed off real quick when they don't function the way I want. Question. Let's see. Question. You can create overlays in 1/3 in Canva. Yes. Um, all of the, in fact, here, I'll pop one up real quick. This bell image here that says subscribe was actually created on Canva. And how you do this so it's transparent like that is you set the size of your image. Like if you're to make a thumbnail, for instance, you set it to the pixel size for like 1920 by 1080 if you're going to stream in 1080, or 1080 by 720. Doesn't really matter either way. When you stream, it will automatically shrink it down to the resolution rate that you're working with. But when you create your image, you just save it as a transparent background and you have an overlay. This is the same way that I do my t-shirts. Same with all these lower thirds here, to where I do my calls to action for posting questions, subscribing, hitting the like button, email, all of that. Everything I use for images on here, including my Be Right Back screen, were all created on Canva. My timers. The timer I use with the animals, like the one that you've seen coming in today, those video clips of the eagle, the buffalo, the wolves, the raven, all of those actually came from Canva. I saved the image, put it into my video editor. I made the timer countdown overlay on top of that within my video editor and added my own music. Same with the rest of them. The Ring of Fire, my pictures with me in the different types of images of the backgrounds, like the picture of me within my Ravens hoodie that I'm wearing now, standing out in the woods, the different live stream thumbnails, or the merch pictures. All of those images I create on Canva, then I save them, put them into my video editor, and then create a video clip. Sounds good, Greg. I'll definitely be more than happy to help you out with that, brother. Just need to know a little bit about what you want, and I can go through and create it for you. I know how to find royalty-free images and everything. It saves you a lot of time and hassle. One of the benefits of being a consulting crew member is being able to get my services for free, because I love helping out our community members, because I know we're all on low income and things are a pain in the ass to do. Whether it's graphic creation, coming up with content ideas, shooting or editing video. I know the struggle. I've been there. I still deal with it a lot myself. And that's one reason it takes me so much to do things. But we all have a tendency to persevere over all of these issues. And the best way I can help is not only to lead by example, but to offer assistance wherever I can. I have actually been tirelessly working on getting stuff done, to the point to where this morning's video that I released was actually made at 4 o'clock this morning. And I woke up with a pounding migraine, and I still have migraine, but you know me. When I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it, and that's why we're having a live stream instead of me chickening out and just saying, nah, I got a headache, and then I'm not doing it. You don't feel alone, brother. I'm the same way. Usually, I ask for help and I don't get it, so I totally understand that. The course is coming good. I am still working on the outlines because I was advised that not only do I need to do an outline of the course itself in general to give an emphasis of what it is going to cover and how it's going to help people, I also need to do a outline for each module, and then I also have to outline each individual lesson. Excuse me. And Lauren, you already know that there's approximately 9 modules right now with an average of 10 to 12 lessons per module. So I'm like buried in trying to outline every lesson in every module. I'm actually considering restructuring the modules again to make them to where the lessons are actually fewer per module because I kind of feel like 10 to 12 is just a bit overwhelming per module. Granted, they are structured in a way now that it could be functional, but because of the amount of content and stuff, and you know, to module 1, for example, covering how to start an account, how to create a brand account, and things like that are only a couple minutes to teach. Now, when it gets into demonstrating and explaining why to do media kits and press kits and demonstrating how to make headers and profile pictures and things like that, that I actually think is going to be more time consuming to do in a webinar style course. So I want to break it up, I think, a little bit more because I don't want you in the community or anybody else out in the community who purchases the course to feel like they have to sit at their computer or on their phone for 6, 7, 8 hours a day to listen to me demonstrate or talk about each lesson or each module because to create an account, to create a branding account, okay, that's like 10 minutes. But then you have videos in the sense like this morning where they're half an hour. And then you have some other topics that could be an hour on its own. And I don't want to have everybody held up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours each week on a single module. I want to be able to break it up enough to where it's manageable, small, bite-sized lessons rather than here, it's a full day of listening to me. Because I don't think anybody's going to want to sit at their computer or on their phone upwards of 8 hours just getting the lessons and then have another hour of Q&A at the end of them. I am still in the process of getting the website set up to actually house all those lessons as well, besides having them here on a unlisted tab for the community to be able to have continued access to them. I'm also working on other lesson plans and bonus materials and worksheets and different things to that effect to go along with all of these lessons as well. Yes, I am actually considering cutting them into about half of what they are now. I think that would probably be more of a better outcome in the sense of length of each lesson setup and giving everybody more time to be able to go on to the next one, because I'm considering doing one module and then the following week do another module and the following week do another module. And originally I was anticipating an 8-week course, but because you all know me and how I like to go deep into everything, it's actually probably going to be more along the lines of 12 weeks. And I want to ensure that all of the lessons that I am putting together are easy to understand, easy to follow, and be able to answer any questions that you have on each of those lessons as well. And along with the course, I'm actually thinking about doing a office hours, kind of like Pat Flynn does, to where not only do you have access to the course itself for life, but you would also have a weekly meeting with me to where if you wanted to come in and ask questions on a particular lesson or an issue that you're having or get my input on things, kind of like what we do already here for the Q&A sessions, but a little bit more in depth and able to demonstrate, give my input and advice. Robbie Cowell, yes, I am legally blind. Was asking for help makes you feel like you can't do it. Yeah, and to me, it's not that I can't do it, but it's a lot more complicated. And like I was saying, you can ask people to do things. In some cases, they'll tell you, yeah, in a minute, and that minute don't come. Or I'll help you tomorrow, and tomorrow doesn't come. Or something to that effect. Either way, you sit there like a bump on a log and you don't get what you want done or accomplished, or you do it yourself and it still doesn't come out the way you want it to. Greg, I will definitely be hitting you up because I know you use OBS and I actually just downloaded it the other day. So I will probably be hitting you up on that so we can chat about some of the different features and the structure and layout of the platform and everything, so I can be able to help out on that aspect too, because I've used Streamlabs before and I did not like it at all. And I know Streamlabs and Streamlabs OBS is kind of similar, but yet different. And I want to be able to also put that kind of a lesson within the content creators course. Yeah, aren't we all stubborn? I think that just runs in our community, man. We're all stubborn. All right. Do you have any more questions on creating graphics, profile pictures, artwork, overlays, anything like that? Feel free to drop it into the chat. We're about halfway through, just over halfway through today's live stream. there are definitely other platforms out there to where you can create images. I know some people use Photoshop, some people just use the Paint program on their computer, and there's other services like Pixabay and stuff like that in order to get general pictures and stuff like that you can use. And I know some people also feel more along the lines of getting somebody to do it for them, so they use services like Fiverr or Rev and pay a few bucks to an artist to do it for them. Awesome. That, that's awesome, Greg. I appreciate it because I don't know a whole lot about regular OBS, and I was told by David Foster from Live Streaming Pros and Geeks Life to check out OBS as well because you can use OBS for a higher production quality stream. So you have more capability of graphics overlays and stuff like that. And you can actually use it as a virtual cam on StreamYard. So you have more capability in the sense of sources that you can use for images, video playback, incorporating background music and things to that effect as well. There is, what's the name of that? I'm trying to think, because there is another couple of sites that I've heard of before where you can kind of do the same thing as Canva, but they're paid and they don't have as much capability for the aspect of what you can create. But like I said, I prefer myself to use Canva because you have everything at your disposal. You can create ebooks, you can create videos, you can create GIFs and other animations. You can, to an extent, create timers. Excuse me. Because of on Canva, whatever template you choose to use, like if you're using the images I was just showing a moment ago for like a full overscreen or overlay for your screen, you can actually set it up so each image has multiple images to it. And if you really wanted to, it would probably be a larger file size, but you could set it up to where you have a 5-minute timer, for instance, by having a full list of like freaking 500 images consecutively, one image after another, after another, after another. But at the same time, I don't quite know how that would work in the aspects of the countdown by having such a large set of images. That's why I used the video clips and put them onto my video editing software in order to make my timers, which I am in the process of finishing up a few more timers. I created some new music this week that I'll be adding in. Hi, Lori. Thanks for joining us. Is there anything specific that you all in the community need help with? Is there anything you're struggling with that I might be able to assist you with? Answer questions on anything like that, feel free to drop that into the chat. I am currently working on getting some more digital products done, creating checklists and resource pages and things like that as well. One of our community members, Sue, is actually helping out, and thank you again, Sue, for helping with my content creators list. As some of you know, this past week I came up with a list of 1,100 ideas for content topics to be covered, whether it's on YouTube, a podcast, a blog. It is 1,100 different ideas for you to be able to use in your niche or your content, no matter what type it is. So you don't necessarily have to struggle with coming up with ideas. And 1,100 is an extra 5 over 3 years worth of content if you did a video a day. 3 years is 1,095 days worth of content, and I like round numbers, so that's why I did 1,100. And I actually broke it down to the point to where it's 3 years at a video a day, or if you only do one video a week, that is actually 21 years of content ideas. Yeah, brainstorm was a putting it mildly, huh, Sue? Go ahead, brainstorm. Yeah, sit here for 2 days, come up with 1,100 ideas. I think I sat here the first day for about 8 to 10 hours, and I came up with 2 years of content. And then after coming up with 730 ideas, it's like, 730 is good, but we're already this close to 1,000. Why not just do 1,000? Oh wait, why even do 1,000? Why not do 3 years worth of content? So, that's what happens when you get somebody with free time on their hands or just loves to work as much as I do. You get overkill. And no, I don't, Greg. I don't rest. Like I was saying, this morning's video I did for you, I started recording at 2:30 this morning. By the time I got done recording at 3:15, I had approximately a 45-minute video. And that includes all my pauses because of changing screens and the edits that I had to cut out for just sitting here in silence as I created the image. So I ended up sitting here from 3:15 this morning until just after 4 o'clock editing, and then I literally got done editing and immediately uploaded. And as you all know, uploading on YouTube requires that you put in your description and your tags and, your thumbnail, which I had to hurry up and create one. So yeah, I didn't go to bed until almost 5, and then it took me forever to fall asleep thanks to insomnia, because even though I was tired, my body apparently was not tired once I laid down. And I got a couple of hours sleep, but when I woke up, I had a massive migraine headache, which is still bugging me, but, heaven forbid I quit doing anything to relax. Yeah, I totally understand that, Lori. Freaking this past week, that is how I have been. It's like, okay, I'm getting to that point. My eyes are heavy. I can't see straight, and I'm sitting here literally inches away from my screen like this, trying to focus on things. And it's like, I know that's making my eyes strain even worse than being zoomed in, because I literally had, like, I'm watching the chat right now, and instead of having just this little itty bitty thing on the side of my screen to be able to see myself and see the chat, I've literally got it zoomed in to where your message is literally like taking up the entire screen so I can read it without having to sit forward too much. And it's a pain in the butt when you already have sight issues and then you have to strain your eyes even more. But I don't know how to relax. When I want something done, I want it done now. And I won't quit until I get it done. Which is kind of sad because I've got other projects that I've been wanting to get done, but I've been focused more on content creation rather than getting my other stuff done. Because besides being a video content creator, I'm a musician and a spiritual leader and an artist in general. So I have paintings that I started but have not finished yet. I actually have another 4 lamps I still have to finish yet. I have requests from elders to make traditional pipes and other traditional sacred items for the native community that I have not done yet. And helping out others with language lessons and all kinds of stuff. I'm wearing myself a little thin on the amount of stuff that I want to do, and like Greg was saying a few minutes ago, I'm stubborn and I don't like asking for help. As I said before, I've asked for help on many things and I don't get it, so I just end up doing it myself. So some things take me a little bit longer than I would hope for them to, but I eventually get them all done. You could use something like speech at to read comments out for you. I could, but that would require me to put on my headphones, otherwise you'd be hearing the computer talking in the background. And I know that gets annoying for a lot of people, is listening to the robotic voice of the screen readers. Which thankfully I've only got I think 6 hours of video left to run to the transcribe, and then editing all of the videos transcripts, which is approximately 24 hours of transcripts that I have to go through and edit yet for my first book, which will be nice. Yes, I do block time. That's the problem is, though I block time, my time block is still under development because, for instance, this morning's video, I would anticipate that short video only taking me a few minutes to edit, where it took me almost an hour to edit, longer than I was anticipating. So that threw off my whole time block for that. Um, these live streams, I will anticipate doing an hour, but you all know me. Once we start talking about the Q&A session, and then we start talking about other different things, I tend to go up to 2 hours sometimes, or longer in some cases. Like, we're literally 9 minutes away from being the top of the hour already. So if I had my stuff set right now for my schedule, it would either be a literal hard stop, okay, we're done with live stream, or if you had questions still, I wouldn't be able to get to them. And you all know me, I like to answer as many questions as possible during our live streams, even if it means I go over on time. Same here, Lori. That's exactly how I am. Always add in an extra hour. Yeah, well, if I do that, then I would literally be here for 24 hours. I wouldn't sleep at all. Because, like, I've got, for my business course with Karma Cash Flow, for instance, 5 days a week I have meetings with him, and then those are actually broke up on their times. 9 o'clock on Monday and Wednesday, 5 o'clock on Tuesday and Thursday, and then 4 p.m. on Friday. And then on Thursdays, I have office hours with Pat at 2:30 until about 4, sometimes a little bit over. And then I have all the different webinars that I'm signed up for, conferences I'm signed up for, meetings in general with other community members here online, as well as community members locally. I am constantly doing something, and it usually revolves more around YouTube content creation than anything else. That's why I ended up doing today's video so early in the morning, because I've been doing so much, I have not had time to go through and plan out my batched videos like I would like to, because I am just overwhelmed with the amount of work I'm already doing between business courses and trying to plan out my course for content creators, and getting digital products set up to where I'm making things that are going to benefit our community. Some of them are going to be paid things, and some of them are going to be free things. And all of that takes a lot of time. That's why I am, like, so thankful that Sue offered to assist me with the 1100 content ideas, because that list, I'm sure if it were me editing it and putting it into multiple documents, or setting up the different PDFs the way that she is doing for me, instead of it being something getting done in one day, it would take me a month. Where thankfully Sue has the site and ability to finagle and restructure things a lot quicker than my blind butt can. See, I find when I edit shows instead of live streams, I get too many ideas, and it's like I get stuck. Yep. Yeah, see, and when I do mine, nice. I know you, the examples that you sent me already, Sue, were like, wow. I don't think I would have been able to do those breakdowns for sections as quick as you did. I think just those few examples you sent would have probably taken me a few weeks to get sorted out, put into sections like that. And Laurie, I totally understand the editing and getting too many ideas because I'm the same way. Like when I did my first series on 10 ways to make money to get off of disability, each of those videos, I went overkill, in my opinion, on the overlays for graphics to be able to reference things on screen besides making you all just watch me here like this. Um, let's see. I've got I want to say I've got like 10 downloadable products so far outside of the ones that Sue is working on for me right now. Um, I've got lower third images, which are, in fact, I'll pop one up so I can give a demo. They're not the exact same as these ones, but I am actually working on creating lower thirds similar to this one in multiple different colors. Each of them has different sayings and things like that for other content creators to purchase. Some of them will also be free ones, and they range in color and shape and a lot of different things I am working on to give more to our content creator community. So, like I said, some of them are going to be paid things and some of them are going to be free. And the reason why some of them are free is besides just being able to give back to the community, it's also a lead generation, which will help bring more people to the community. And it also helps with spreading out the knowledge of where you can get things like this at a reasonable price compared to some of the other places out there that have them. Not mentioning any specific names, but I've seen things like that lower third or overlays like the bell icon. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon, by the way. But I have seen images like these get sold for $10 a pop. And in my opinion, that's just way too much for something that literally took me not even 5 minutes to make. Yeah, I understand charging for digital products. Don't get me wrong. But I think some of the influencers and content creators out there that do these kind of digital products of overlays and graphics like this, sometimes they just charge way too much. For instance, I've seen a couple places that sell timers. And you're talking $30 to $50 or more in some cases, depending on what all they have on them, for you to have a countdown timer. And I can't stand it because it's like, once you create your first timer, before you add any imaging or anything like that, you just have the plain timer. You can use that as a template, and then it's a matter of a few minutes to go through and add in images, and you've got a decorative timer. It only takes a couple minutes to go in and add in music for those timers. And you're talking getting charged an arm and a leg, whereas I can see my timers, for example, I want to make as cheap as possible for the community because, in my opinion, I would rather take the lower price for a timer or graphic image and get more sales than have an ungodly price tag on them and only get a few. That's what I'm saying. That's my point. Greg is something that literally takes a matter of minutes. And I'm saying, like, I can go on Canva right now and make an overlay in 5 minutes or less, depending on what all you want on it and colors and how extravagant you want to go. If you're going super simple, like I just showed with the lower third, this here literally takes about 5 minutes, unless you're gonna give it like a decorative end, like some of mine, to where they have a pointed end to them or they have multiple colors to them. It's only going to take a couple minutes because it's the matter of taking that red bar, stretching it out across the bottom of the screen, adding text to it, and exporting it as a transparent background. Quick and simple. And people are out there charging $10 just for one image like that. One image, $10. That to me is ridiculous. I could take 10 of those images and sell them for $10, and then you've got an entire set for your entire production. One that tells you to subscribe, one to tell you to not to forget to hit the like button, one to ask for questions, one to do for your crowdfunding or donations to the channel, your email, all of that kind of stuff. It literally takes only a matter of a couple of minutes to put those things together. And to charge $10 per image is just wow. Talk about price gouging, in my opinion. And, I would rather give 10 of these little images away for $10 rather than charging $100 for a set of 10. Like this one here. This image right here, sub _ confirmation equals 1. If you use this tacked onto the end of your channel link, if you go to your channel right now and you look at it yourself, it will have the link to your channel, view as subscriber, right? If you take that view as subscriber part out and you start at the question mark and you add in this sub _ confirmation equals 1, you copy that entire link like that. You can then put it in your description, and anybody that is not subscribed to you already can click that link and it will pull up a thing to ask them if they want to subscribe to your channel. Or you can use that there on your Facebook or your Twitch or your Twitter or wherever you want to, and it will pull them to your channel and ask them to subscribe rather than making them go to your channel, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell. And those are all things that literally take only a minute or two to put together, and it's not hard. And people are charging out the butt for them. Don't feel alone, Larry. Mine are definitely the same way, with the aspects of editing and getting things done. It's a lot harder. Blind Dad Life, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us. Definitely time blocking and time management for us in our community, I know, is quite hard when it comes to content creation because we would expect it to take one set of time, but it actually takes us a little bit longer than what we would like. But in the long run, we persevere through those challenges, and it just shows everybody else out in the community who doubts us that they shouldn't doubt us. Because that's one thing I strongly advocate for within our community, whether you're blind or visually impaired or whether you're differently abled in general, is not to allow you to get discouraged by anybody else out in society telling you can't do something, because damn it, yes, you can. It pisses me off to no end when I hear people say, well, you can't see that good, you can't do that. Bullshit. Well, you can't see, you can't do that. Bullshit. You can do whatever you want to. It just may take a little bit longer compared to the sighted individual. And I will always advocate for that for our community, whether you're disabled or differently abled, whichever way you want to look at it. We all have unique capabilities. We all have a varying sense of perspective. Some of us may agree on some of the ways that we perceive things, and some of us may have a different way of perceiving things. Either way, it's a different skill that we all have to offer society, and those who think otherwise, well, they just don't know yet. And they'll find out the hard way. That's why I have done a lot of the different things in my life, is to prove people like that wrong. I have to write stuff down so I can keep track, or I don't have many edited videos. Yeah, I totally understand that. That is one thing I'm actually working into my course for content creators, Lori, is helping with checklists and ways to structure things to make it easier and less time consuming. Because once you have a system set up, it will go a lot quicker. For you weren't around in August when I did the live streaming challenge for Lita, or how I did it in October as well. And that's one way that I do a lot of my live streams on Thursdays is I will actually have a bullet point set up so I know exactly what questions I want to ask, and then depending on the length of time it took to get those questions asked, I have filler questions just in case, because I prefer to try making an interview go the full hour. I don't necessarily have to make my live streams an hour long, but I prefer to be an hour long because the longer you're live, it seems the more people actually tend to show up to your live streams. Yes, exactly. Some people that have skills totally take advantage and try to monetize, charge tons of money for things. Yep. Uh-huh. See, and I'm going to monetize in different ways, but my focus is on the disabled community, which I'm a member of, so I know the struggles. I know what it's like to literally go from check to check to check with only having $5, $10, maybe at the most $20, $30 a month for spending money. And that's why a few weeks ago I did the budgeting worksheet and why it's important for people to budget, especially within the low income community, and how to budget things, why to budget things, and how much you can actually save from budgeting. That's something I've been doing for over a decade now. God, I feel old. But I've been budgeting for so long that it's second nature to me, and I have saved so much money, and I'm continuing to save so much money because of budgeting. This year, had I not been able to budget for the last few years, I wouldn't have had savings to be able to spend on different courses and webinars and a new website that I have now, or my giveaway items like these here. Granted, this one is mine, so I can use for an example and be able to show, but you then have this one, for instance. And this is a consulting crew monthly planner. That one is for the men, and then this one here is for a woman. And then I also have my consultant blind guy playing cards. You know, I've been coming up with ways to do giveaways and give back to our community and show my support to all of you for showing me support. And it's not going to cost anybody anything to get any of the items. You know, for instance, one of our own community members donated their book. And specifically, I'm talking about Lauren and Nicole from The Blind Mage and Divided by Sight. They wrote this, and I actually have a copy to give away, besides my own copy, which are signed by them. And it was to show my appreciation for them that I wanted a book, as well as to be able to help promote their content as well, because that is my goal for my channel, is not only to be able to give value in the sense of helping our community learn different things or find products and services that might help you, but I want to be able to promote our community as well because that's how we're all going to grow. We do our different interviews, we share our perspectives and tips and tricks and life hacks on things to be able to help out our community, whether you're blind and visually impaired or differently abled, because we have challenges that we all face that the sighted community does not, or the non disabled community does not. Excuse me. So, that's my whole goal besides being able to make an income to get off of disability is to help you make an income to get off of disability or to have extra money or to be able to overcome the challenges that you're facing, whether it's in life in general, whether it's with content creation of any kind, whether it's podcasting, video creation, blogging, artwork, whatever your niche is, because I have over 20 years of experience with video creation. I've been creating music for over 12 years. I spent 8 years volunteering for the military, 2.5 years of working as a first responder. I've been doing graphics this entire time as well. I've got a lot of different life experiences in general that I can use those skills to be able to help out our community. Yeah, I know, Blind Dad. I'm sure you probably didn't see the monthly planner, but I'm doing products, and I wish actually. Does anybody know somebody with a brailer? Because I would love to have my playing cards embossed with a brailer in order to mark each of the playing cards. I had hoped that I would be able to find a company that automatically has that capability to do like a textured or an embossed marker on the playing cards, but I have not found one yet. So if you have any ideas, I'd love to hear those as well. Exactly. And that's the whole reason, like, my services and everything are going to be affordable. Um, like, for instance, my content creators course, it is going to cost a little bit, but it's not going to cost nowhere near as much as the rest of the influencers out there. Like, to go to some of these other influencers who are well cited and have all kinds of money, they charge anywhere from $600 to $4,000 on YouTube courses. That's just YouTube. We're not talking blogging courses. We're not talking Instagram courses. We're not talking Facebook. We're talking just YouTube. 600 to $4,000. That don't even cover nowhere near as much as what I'm putting into mine, because I am literally in my course going to show you how to start a YouTube channel or a Facebook page or an Instagram or a TikTok or whatever. I am going to cover all social media, how to start them, and how to grow them from the ground up. So instead of getting just the average, here's your beginner's course, you're going to get a course that goes from beginner to intermediate to advanced in one setting. I'll have to check that out, Greg, because I would like to see a place that has the ability to do Braille playing cards, but I want them customized rather than just being plain. Because then I could do a set like what I've got now, where it says consult a blind guy on it or consulting crew, and be able to have the different images of either the silhouetted man with the white cane or a silhouetted woman with the white cane, or a set with an image of a man or a woman with a guide dog, or something to that effect, because I like the idea of having customized products to the point to where it shows who it comes from and who we are as a community. But I will definitely check out Maxi Age, because I know they have a lot of stuff, but I have not gone through the entire list yet. I am actually thinking about contacting them about their affiliate program, as well as some others. I'm also in the process of talking with my local organizations here about becoming certified in O&M as well as cane repair, because some of you already know my cousin up north, and that most of my family of the guys are all in the same boat with X-linked retinitis pigmentosa. And I had shared with him a while back, which I'm going to share with you now. If you use a white cane, make sure that periodically throughout the year, whether it's every other month, every 3 months, every 6 months, whatever, at some point you need to wax your cane strings. If you have a folding cane and you have a tendency of either leaving it folded up and getting that airflow, you should wax your cane strings at each of those break points periodically throughout the year using unscented wax. It doesn't matter whether it's candle wax or beeswax, as long as it does not have a perfume scent to it, you can use it. If you use candles that have scents to them or a wax that have scents to them, they actually contain alcohol, and those perfumes can actually cause your strings to decay and weaken even quicker because of having the chemicals within them. If you use unscented wax or beeswax to coat your cane's inner string, it will preserve the life of that string for a longer period of time. A lot of people do not get told this from what I've been hearing, which kind of upsets me that cane instructors or O&M instructors are not sharing this, because I was told that as a teenager and I'm now 35. And if you do not wax your cane strings, you're more than likely going to have your string break. And if you're out in a situation like my cousin was this past week, you'll be using your mobility cane and walking through snow, and then it's going to fall apart in your hand. And you're going to go from having a nice long white stick to having a handle and nothing else. Because he literally walked over to one of our relatives, and walking through the snow, his tip fell off because the string snapped. So now his marshmallow is somewhere stuck out in the snow, and his cane decided to go into pieces because the string snapped. So I want to make sure that those of you who may not know that you should wax the string to your mobility canes. You'll preserve the length of time that your cane will go before it has to be repaired or replaced. In his case, because of not being able to see, and because it is now winter and there's snow on the ground in many places, he can't find the tip. So now, not only does he not have a tip and all the shafts are unable to go back together, he's without a mobility cane. So he had to order one, and God knows when he's going to get it, with it being so close to the holiday and the way that shipping is going. It could be after Christmas, it could be after the new year before he receives his new cane. Yes, I'm glad you know now, because it will save you anywhere between $40 and $80 for a new cane. And that's that's really what irritates me is I was 15 going on 16 when I received my first cane, which is sitting in my closet behind me right now. The one that's sitting right here behind me is my no jab cane that I won from Blind Billionaire. Um, but the cane that I have in my closet is my original cane. I've had it now for 20 years. 20 years I've had the same cane and never once had to repair it. Never once have I had to replace my cane tip. Nothing. And that was because my cane instructor at the time told me about waxing the strings within my cane, which I'll show you real quick. If you have the white um string, elastic string in the center, whether it's the black string in the center, what you want to do is take wax and bend your cane each direction. That way you ensure that you get the entire string at those break points. So if you pull it off and you pull it out, you run the wax across one side and then bend it over to the opposite side to make sure that you get all the way around that string in order to ensure that it gets covered. Because if you don't, and it keeps getting all the elements from air, it can dry rot. If it happens to go into a mud puddle or it falls into the snow, anything like that, if you get any kind of moisture on that string, it's going to allow that elastic cord to start rotting. It already has a natural life expectancy because of it getting use. But you can actually increase your life expectancy of your cane by using that wax technique, because it will provide a protective coating as well as a moisture blocker, air blocker, so it won't dry rot, and it puts a little bit more moisture back into your string in a good sense to protect it against the outdoor elements. And I don't know about you, but I don't like the idea idea of going out in a storm or at night or in the day and running the chance of my cane tip deciding to just come out while I'm walking, or to be walking and then have one of the joints at one of the shaft ends decide that it wants to break, and then you have half a cane fall off and then the rest of it start coming apart, or bump it against a vehicle that's at a crosswalk that shouldn't be going through, or whatever situation it may be, and bump your cane against something and then have it break into pieces. And to me, if a cane instructor or a mobility instructor does not advise you that, then they are not looking out for your best interest, and they are looking out more for the organization's interest of being able to make money off of you as a student or a member of the community who is going to have to replace your canes more frequently. Because, in my opinion, if a cane instructor does not share that information with you, they are not doing their job to the best of their ability. Because they should be doing their best not only to train you how to use your cane, but they should also be telling you how to maintain your cane so it needs less chance of repair. I had already been through some repair courses, but I have not finished my complete course of the repair process, besides replacing the strings, replacing the cane tips, replacing the handle straps. Once I get that finished and I can be a certified repairman for our canes, that'll be something else that I offer as a service as well. Because I will then, once I complete the course, I will then know how to literally make a cane from scratch practically and replace the reflective tape and everything else, because it is a tedious process. But once you do it enough, it doesn't take much to actually do. And I think to be able to offer cane repair at a reasonable price compared to making somebody go out and buy an entirely new cane would be a lot better. Oh, that sucks. Your O&M instructor was like 80. Oh, yeah. I've had a couple for my refresher courses. Because of living out in the country, I had somebody different come out and observe me for a quick assessment to ensure that I was still doing things properly, to be able to walk through high amounts of snow and walk through fields and not get lost. And living out in the country where there is no sidewalk, I wanted to ensure that what I had learned as a teenager was still as effective as an adult. And that's why I am now with the Allied Independence organization as the only non certified instructor, because of having 20 years of experience with the white cane. I can offer the organization's other instructors a completely different perspective of what may or may not work for their students, and give them ideas on ways that they can help their students further with teaching them how to use our white canes, because we have a completely different train of thought and use when it comes to how we actually use our O&M training. We know what works for us, what does not work for us, and little different tips and tricks that we use in our daily lives for mobility that they may not understand or know how to use because they are well sighted, and the only thing that they do for their training is get blindfolded. They do not have the tendency of using their hearing to the fullest extent like we do, because we know we have to use our ears a lot more when it comes to our mobility, so we don't get run over or bump into things, because a lot of us do use echolocation. Now, not all of us use echolocation, but a great deal of us do. And that is actually something I am working on currently as well, is planning out my O&M video lessons that I plan on doing. Because of being the unofficial instructor, I do have a little bit more resources at my disposal now to be able to structure my courses for virtual O&M training a lot better than what I originally had planned out. So you can definitely look forward to that coming in the next few weeks, as well as O&M videos, as well as self-defense videos. There is a lot of content that I am working on planning right now besides the content creators course. There is a lot of work that I am doing right now. And that's why I'm actually thinking of postponing some of the live streams over the next couple weeks. For instance, I am considering and planning on probably not doing a Thursday stream this week because it is Christmas Eve. And I know a lot of you are going to be busy with your family members and things like that to celebrate the holiday. And it will give me more time to focus on getting more work done and planning and finishing up of videos and things like that. What are your thoughts? Because we are already past half an hour past the hour mark. Actually, we're almost to the 2 hour mark. Holy crap. See what I'm saying? Time management for me sucks, because I was only going to do an hour and we're going on 2. But I was actually considering today being the last live stream of 2020, and then coming back at the beginning of the new year. Now, if you don't mind me asking, Blind Dad Life, are you fully blind or legally blind? Just curious, because this will help me to know a little bit more about you and how I can help out with content here as well for you. Because you're a year older than me. But I had considered taking the next 2 weeks off from live streaming and posting videos to start 2021 off with new videos, new plans for live streams, because this will give me time to finish creating the course, plan out exactly how I want to do the O&M videos, as well as finish up the digital products, free and paid versions, and get a lot of things done, because my time management is not the best either. That's what I was thinking, Kim, is I try to keep it at an hour, but as you can see right now, I'm going on 2 hours, which takes away from me being able to get more work done. But at the same time, I don't want to just stop. If you all would want me to continue, excuse me, continue on and be here for the rest of the last 2 weeks to be able to help you with different things as well. I know we've got the consulting crew group and social media to where you can reach out to me if you needed help with something, but I don't want our community to feel like I'm abandoning you either at the end of the year when there's a lot of stress and struggles that usually happen around this point of time that I might be able to help out with as well. Because a lot of what I am doing is not for me, but for our community. And that's the whole point of Consult the Blind Guy being created, is I not only want to be able to help out our community, but I also want to be able to help educate the non-disabled community about some of the struggles that we deal with and ways that they can help us as well. Our community is my main focus, but educating the sighted community and non-disabled community of things that we struggle with, challenges we face, and ways that they could assist us or limit the chance of causing more challenges for us is my secondary focus. Getting off of disability is my ultimate goal for myself, and being able to help you do the same thing if that is something you're attempting to do, because I know a lot of us absolutely hate being on disability or supplemental security or disability income, whichever one. I know a lot of us hate being on the government payroll, more or less, and having to deal with our restrictions on the amount of money that we have, not being able to do things and go places or be able to earn money in general, and having to deal with crap. But it is 4:43, so I'm going to do last call for any questions on doing artwork or anything like that. I'll answer those real quick before we end today's live stream, because I don't want to keep everybody too long. We've already been going for an hour and 48 minutes. So if you have any last minute questions, feel free to drop them into the chat real quick, and I'd be more than happy to answer them for you. While I wait for that, go through my last minute spiel here. If you're watching this on the replay, it would be greatly appreciated if you have any questions to please put question in all caps. It makes it a lot easier for me to see and differentiate from other comments and conversations. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you can stay updated on the latest videos, live streams, and more. If for any reason you do not feel comfortable with asking questions in the live stream or in the comment section below this replay, you can feel free to hit me up by email at consult.ablindguy@gmail.com, or you can also email me at my website email, andrew@consulttheblindguy.com. You can also hit me up on any of these social media pages: Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, anywhere, I am there. It would also be great to see you within our community group, the Consultant Blind Guy Consulting Crew. And crew is spelled with CRUE instead of EW. Wanted to make it unique. Join us there. We talk about different things and tips and tricks that we don't always have time to share here within the live streams as well. Don't forget to smash that like button if you enjoyed today's video or live stream. It also helps you stay updated on the latest videos and live streams notifications as well, because YouTube has this wonderful tendency to change crap on us on a regular basis with the algorithm, and if you don't engage, you might not get your notifications. Unfortunately, that is just one of the other many ways that they continue to screw things up on YouTube. But Kim, thanks for joining us again today. It is greatly appreciated. I will probably get a hold of you in a little while and see how things are going as well. I'm guessing nobody has any more questions for today. So take a quick minute and thank everybody that was joining us today. Kim Lackey, Blind Dad Life, Blind Guy Show, Blending the Blind and Sighted, Sue Viscara, Divided by Sight, Nicole the Blind Mage. Greatly appreciate you all being here. Robbie over on Twitter, thank you for joining us today as well. Greatly appreciated. If there's no more questions, nope, no more questions. All right. So thank you all for joining me again today. Greatly appreciated. I hope you have a wonderful holiday. And I will look forward to talking with you more in a couple of weeks. As I said, it seems like nobody had any objections to postponing until the new year. So I am going to be live again at the beginning of the new year. If I choose to go live before then, it'll be unscheduled and I'll just be popping in. So be sure to join us in the Consulting Crew community over on Facebook or follow on any of the social media channels for updates on the latest videos and live streams. I will be a little bit more active on those until the new year, posting the latest updates on content that will be coming out and plans for the new year. So thank you all again for joining me. I hope you have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday, Happy New Year, and I will talk to you all soon. Until then, peace out. Don't forget to check out the latest videos uploaded today and over the past couple weeks. See you next time.